Mandy Fraker here. I need some more guys. I need to put some more heat in my area. Many as you can spare. I gotta go. Hey guys, Mandy Fraker here again to talk to you about movies. As always, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and ring the bell to get notifications of future videos. Here to talk to you today about something that's been getting taken for granted for decades. That is our Motion Picture Association of America rating system. A long time ago, you had G, you had PG, you had R, and you had X. Later, X will become NC-17. So that's if, even if you have your parents with you, if you're not 17 years old, you can't buy the movie, you can't rent the movie, and you can't go in the movie theater. So you have like Bad Lieutenant, for instance, was NC-17. I believe also you had Kids, I think, was NC-17 as well, or certain versions of it were. But there wasn't any PG-13. So a couple guys got together to make a sequel. You got George Lucas, Steven Spielberg. They already had made Raiders of the Lost Ark. Nice little fun-filled movie there. There was some violence in it, but it wasn't really a big deal, man. It wasn't anything that you had to worry about your kids getting disturbed by or, somebody with a heart condition, you know what I mean? Having a heart attack right there in the theater. It was just a fun movie. These guys got together, they wanted to make a sequel. So they wanted to make Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. What was going on at the time was George Lucas was going through a bad divorce, and Steven Spielberg had gone through a breakup himself. And they were kind of in a dark mood, to say the least, And they had wanted to kind of do something like The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes Back, the Star Wars movie, is a little bit darker of a take on, on the franchise there. A little bit darker than A New Hope. So they wanted to do something like that. So in Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, they kind of took that approach there, and ended up just with their moods and their mindset at the time just being a hell of a lot darker than one can imagine. For instance, you have this guy right here, Mola Ram, ripping somebody's heart out. It wasn't like something that was like, inferred or anything. You ripped the guy's still beating heart out. And parents went ape shit over this movie. It still made $179 million US at the box office, but they went ape shit over this movie. And where this should have been rated R, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Right around that time, back of that, you had Gremlins, which, it wasn't the most violent movie in the world, but it certainly was a lot scarier than it could have been. So between that and Temple of Doom, it really upset a lot of people. So Steven Spielberg came up with PG-13, parental guidance suggested for children under the age of 13. And the very first movie that ever took that rating was a movie called The Flamingo Kid. Now that movie sat on shelves for 5 months. So technically the very first movie that came out was Red Dawn, everybody's 1980 favorite, Who didn't want to fight Russia in the 1980s, We're all just sitting here patiently waiting the attack, I suppose. I wasn't really old enough then, but I know it was a big deal then. And that's where we get our PG-13 rating system in. Some of the top 10 or 100 movies of highest grossing movies of all time were PG-13. So it made it so that movie makers could make a lot more movies and can still draw an audience. They weren't pigeonholed between the PG, where nobody's going to want to see this because it's probably a kid's movie, or the rated R movie, oh my God, we're really limiting the audience. The PG-13 kind of gave them a broader, wider scope of an audience, and has since made movie makers a lot of money. So just a short little video today about that, Temple of Doom and Gremlins really shook the pillars of heaven, to quote Jack Burton. And now we have PG-13. You probably take your kids to PG-13 movies today. So that's all I got for you. But as always, please subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the bell to get notifications of future videos. And check out these hats. This is Vestron Video. They put out Monster Squad, to say the least. They're put out by Inked Up Merch. You can visit them on Etsy or just go to the Inked Up Merchandise website. Just Google it. They got a lot of really cool hats there. think they're coming out with a Death Wish 3 hat here soon. But I hope to see you around the internet. Have a great day.